The date May 4, 2025. The source Donald Trump's Truth Social account. The message short, explosive, and designed to send shockwaves through the American public. "We are going to reopen Alcatraz," the former president declared, the words practically leaping off the screen. Bigger and tougher than ever before. The target? America's most ruthless and violent offenders. Social media erupted. News outlets scrambled. Could this be true? Was the infamous Rock, once home to gangsters like Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly, about to rise again from the mist? Or was this just another headline-grabbing stunt from the master showman himself? To understand the impact of Trump's announcement, one must first journey back in time. Our story begins in the early 20th century, a period of rapid change and development in San Francisco. The city was bustling with activity, and the Bay was a hub of maritime traffic. Amidst this vibrant backdrop, a small rocky island stood out in stark contrast. Alcatraz, a desolate island in the heart of San Francisco Bay, has long been synonymous with isolation, punishment, and despair. Its very name evokes images of cold, foggy mornings, and the distant, haunting cries of seagulls. The island's history is as turbulent as the waters that surround it. Established as a military prison in the late 19th century, it earned a reputation for harsh discipline and bleak conditions. Soldiers who found themselves on the wrong side of military law were sent here, to a place where time seemed to stand still. The cells were small, the rules strict, and the punishments severe. In 1934, Alcatraz entered its most notorious chapter, becoming a federal penitentiary for the worst of the worst. The island was transformed into a fortress of steel and stone, designed to hold the most dangerous criminals in the country. It was a place where hope was a distant memory, and escape was a fool's dream. Capone, Kelly, and other infamous criminals spent their days surrounded by cold, unforgiving concrete and the chilling cries of gulls. The isolation was complete, the monotony unending. Each day was a battle against the mind-numbing routine and the ever-present despair. Escape, it was said, was impossible. The swift currents and frigid waters ensured that. The guards patrolled relentlessly, ever watchful for any sign of rebellion or escape. The island was a prison within a prison, surrounded by a natural moat that seemed to mock any thoughts of freedom. Or so everyone thought until 1962, when 3 inmates vanished into the night, their fate remaining a mystery to this day. The escape was meticulously planned, a testament to human ingenuity and the unbreakable spirit of those who refuse to be caged. To this day, the story of their escape captivates the imagination, a reminder that even in the darkest places, hope can find a way. By 1963, Alcatraz's reign of fear had come to an end. Deemed too expensive and outdated, the prison closed its doors, leaving behind a legacy of whispered stories and chilling legends. Today, the island stands as a stark reminder of a bygone era in American justice. Tourists from around the globe flock to Alcatraz, eager to walk the same corridors as hardened criminals and peer into the cramped cells that once held them captive. The island, now a National Park Service site, offers a chilling glimpse into the past, a stark contrast to the bustling city just across the bay. Trump's Truth Social post, delivered with his trademark bombast, reignited the public's fascination with Alcatraz. He painted a picture of a nation overrun by crime, a nation in desperate need of his brand of law and order. And what better symbol of that than the resurrection of America's most notorious prison? The post, light on specifics but heavy on rhetoric, quickly went viral. Was this a genuine policy proposal or a calculated attempt to stoke fear and division? The lines, as they often did with Trump, blurred. Section 5 California cries, foul politicians and pundits respond. The backlash from California was swift and fierce. Politicians, from seasoned veterans to rising stars, lined up to denounce the idea. Nancy Pelosi, the former Speaker of the House, dismissed it as a not-serious attempt to grab headlines. Governor Gavin Newsom's office labeled it a distraction and a transparent attempt to exploit fear for political gain. Legal experts chimed in, highlighting the numerous legal hurdles such a move would face. Alcatraz, they argued, was now a protected historic site, not to mention a major tourist destination. Transforming it back into a functioning prison would require navigating a labyrinthine bureaucracy and likely spark years of legal battles. Section 6. Escape from reality. Could Alcatraz ever reopen? Beyond the political posturing and legal wrangling lay a more practical question. Could Alcatraz, even if every legal and political obstacle were magically removed, ever function as a modern prison? The answer, from engineers, architects, and penological experts, was a resounding no. The island's infrastructure, neglected for decades, was crumbling. The infamous currents that once made escape impossible now posed a logistical nightmare for transporting supplies and personnel. And then there was the issue of fresh water. Alcatraz had always relied on barged-in water, a costly and unsustainable solution. Section 7. The price of punishment, the financial and logistical nightmare. Reopening Alcatraz, even on a limited scale, would require a massive investment of taxpayer dollars. The cost of renovating the existing structures, upgrading security systems, and addressing the water issue would be astronomical. And that's before factoring in the ongoing expenses of running a maximum security prison in one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world. The financial burden alone made the idea impractical. Add in the logistical headaches, the environmental concerns, and the potential damage to San Francisco's tourism industry, and Trump's proposal began to look less like a serious policy idea and more like a fever dream. Section 8. Law and order, or just for show, decoding Trump's motives. So why float the idea at all? The concept of law and order has always been a powerful tool in American politics. It evokes a sense of security and control, appealing to those who feel that society is slipping into chaos. By invoking this phrase, Trump taps into a deep-seated desire for stability and justice. Some argued that it was a cynical ploy to appeal to Trump's base, a base that often feels marginalized and under threat. This group sees Trump as a defender of traditional values and a bulwark against the forces of change that they fear, many of whom longed for the days when criminals were dealt with harshly and without sentimentality. The imagery of stern judges and strict punishments resonates with those who believe that modern society has become too lenient. Alcatraz, in their minds, represented a time when America was tough on crime, a fortress of justice that stood as a deterrent to would-be criminals. The island prison is a symbol of an era when the law was unyielding and justice was swift, a stark contrast to the perceived leniency of the present. Today, many feel that the justice system is too forgiving, allowing criminals to escape with minimal punishment. This perception fuels a longing for a return to the good old days of strict law enforcement. Others saw it as a distraction, a way to shift the national conversation away from Trump's legal troubles and towards a topic he could control. By focusing on law and order, Trump could divert attention from his own controversies and present himself as a strong leader. A way to shift the national conversation away from Trump's legal troubles and towards a topic he could control. Whatever the motivation, the strategy was clear: dominate the news cycle and steer the narrative in a direction favorable to him. The announcement served as a potent reminder of Trump's enduring ability to dominate the news cycle. His knack for capturing media attention is unparalleled, and this latest move was no exception, and tap into the fears and anxieties of a nation grappling with complex issues. In a time of uncertainty, the promise of law and order offers a sense of reassurance, even if it is just for show. Section 9. The legend lives on Alcatraz and the American psyche. In the end, Trump's promise to reopen Alcatraz remained just that, a promise. It was a bold statement, one that captured the imagination of many and sparked debates across the nation. The idea of reopening such an infamous prison seemed almost surreal, yet it resonated with a certain segment of the population. But the very fact that the idea gained traction, even for a brief moment, spoke volumes about the enduring power of the Alcatraz myth. It was a testament to how deeply ingrained the legend of Alcatraz is in the American psyche. The prison, which once housed some of the most notorious criminals, had become a symbol of ultimate punishment and isolation. The Rock, even in ruins, held a dark allure, a chilling reminder of the consequences of transgression and the limits of human endurance. Its decaying cells and crumbling walls whispered stories of despair and defiance, of men who tried to escape their fate and the harsh reality of their confinement. The eerie atmosphere of the abandoned prison continued to captivate the imagination of those who visited or read about it. Whether Trump truly intended to reopen Alcatraz or not, he succeeded in reawakening a national conversation about crime, punishment, and the role of symbols in shaping our collective consciousness. The discussions that followed his announcement delved into the complexities of the American justice system, the ethics of incarceration, and the power of historical symbols to influence contemporary thought. And as the sun set on Alcatraz, casting long shadows across the bay, one couldn't help but wonder, could the rock, once a symbol of America's unforgiving past, ever rise again? The image of the island bathed in the golden hues of twilight evoked a sense of nostalgia and reflection. It made one ponder the future of such historical sites and their place in modern society. Would Alcatraz remain a relic of the past, or could it be repurposed to serve a new role in the American narrative? The questions lingered, much like the shadows that stretched across the water, leaving an indelible mark on the collective memory.